This is Michael Drace with Clearview Sewer Cams. It is July 20th, 2020. We are at 3681 Ferdonia Drive, Los Angeles, California 90068, performing a video sewer inspection from the ABS plastic mainline cleanout right up against the foundation of the house underneath the deck area. And we are now out at the 4-inch to 6-inch transition that is right by the front gate on the left hand side of the gate and the steps. Now we're transitioning to vitreous clay. It appears to be 6-inch vitreous clay. So we're transitioning now from the cast iron pipe going into the vitreous clay. Jump over that area. And it appears we have a break right here. We have a crack and a break right there on the right hand side. Right now we don't have any root intrusion in there, but we do have a considerable break right there, as you can see it. I get a little bit closer, you can see on that right hand side about 3 o'clock area. It's cracked pretty good right there. Pretty substantial crack. So we're going to go in now and we'll mark that on the way back a little bit. Next joint, little minor, tiny minor bit of root intrusion off to the left, up there at about the 10-11 o'clock area, but nothing bad. Nothing bad at all. Now we're going to go down, and we have a considerable offset here. You can see the entire face of the piping at the top. And you can see about 1.5 to 2 inches of the facing of the pipe, but then it shifted and we dropped down into it. That should be flush. Next joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Next joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. That joint just has some extra concrete buildup around it. The joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition from what I can see. These joints were put together with concrete. A little bit of an offset here, but nothing to be concerned about. We're not really dropping down into it. Pretty flush. Next joint's got a separation and a little tiny bit of offset there. You get some slippage in the piping over the years, especially on a hillside, but not terrible again. Not bad. No major root intrusions, no major breaks right there. That joint appears to be in pretty fair condition. Next joint appears to be in fair condition. Making our turn, we got a little bit of an offset here. You can see the whole face of the pipe on the left. You don't see anything on the right. You don't see any of the face of the pipe on the right. But right now there's no major break in there. There's no major root intrusion or anything. A little bit of an offset in this too as well. See the top of the pipe there and not anything in the bottom. This is our turn dropping into our city sewer right here. Now we drop into our city sewer at this point, and that is the tie-in. So only that one area has a little bit of an issue. We're going to try and locate and mark this area real quick. Okay, we're in the city sewer now. We're going to pull back just a tiny bit. There we go. Now we're in the transition to the city sewer right there. We can see the water coming through. Now we're going to pull back. We've looked at all these joints. We're going to pull back to that one area that has the break right by the 4 to 6 inch transition. And we're just going to mark that area real quick and get our depth. Keep pulling back. Now we're coming up. And we're right here is where we have our break, right at the right hand side at about the 3 o'clock area. We're going to pause for a moment.
Tim LeBlanc.
Okay, this area is in the planter that is approximately 9 feet deep in the planter area. If you were to go out in the street, it's underneath that retaining wall where it meets the street. If you go out into the street, it's only about 4 foot 8 inches deep, but the fees involved just to dig in the street, you're going to be looking at somewhere around $8,000-9,000. If you dig up in the planter, which is going to be close to 9 feet deep, you've got about $3,000 because of the depth. We figured it out about $2,000, but I didn't realize that it was right underneath that wall and we'd have to go through the planter. So we're at about $3,000 right there to repair that area. You can see that broken piece of pipe right there on the right hand side. We're going to continue to pull back, and at the same time we would fix this large offset right there too going in. You can see that cast iron's probably deteriorated right there too, and we've got a spot that we'd have to jump over right there, so we would fix that at the same time. We've lifted all these joints. We're going to continue pulling back. All older cast iron. Just going to begin pulling back. Now we're at a negative footage because we shut the footage down at the 4 to 6 inch transition and then we went in. Now we're pulling back. We've got quite a long run all the way up to the mainline sewer clean out. It's older cast iron. Pulling back. Just continue pulling all the way back to the mainline clean out. As I said, we viewed all this piping, and all the piping looks to be in fair condition pretty much. We had a couple areas that look like there could be some cracks, but we're going to blow it up. Then we transition again right in front of the clean out back to ABS plastic. Pulling up. Pulling out of our mainline clean out, and that will conclude our video sewer inspection.